And we back in the building. Y'all know what to do once y'all come in the building, man. Y'all already smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I don't know what you're waiting on, to be honest. But we back in the building with this Tory Lanez situation. Yeah, Tory Lanez, man. Shout out to Tory, man. Hopefully everything will come out the truth. It's a lot of narratives going on back and forth. They saying Tory Lanez, lawyers saying they got new evidence now, and now we got Megan Thee Stallion representing, her lawyers. Yeah, they went on the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room over there, man. Definitely go subscribe to the Shade Room, because they got this exclusive interview with Megan Thee Stallion lawyers speaking about this situation. Yeah, they went to the Shade Room and talked about this. And they basically said this. They basically saying Tory Lanez is lying. They saying everything they presented in court is the truth. They saying the video they were presenting, whatever, and the audio of remember the gunshots and all, the gunshot, 3 gunshots, they got audio of that. But if you got audio of that, where's the video of him shooting that or allegedly targeting that Megan Thee Stallion foot? So according to Megan Thee Stallion lawyers, they saying everything else is bogus. They saying they're not having it. So they saying let the games begin. We got to talk about this. We're gonna go and play the clip of Tory Lanez lawyer talking about this, and we're gonna react about this because we don't know who to believe now. We don't know what's going on, but in my opinion, my thought, my smoke, there should be some type of ring camera somewhere in that neighborhood that's showing Tory Lanez letting off shots. They in the hills, man. We talking about Beverly Hills, multi-million-dollar goddamn houses. Everybody got ring cameras around there. Garages, front houses, anywhere, nigga. In front of the house, on top of a pole. People got cameras everywhere, man. Let's talk about this. Let's go over this little Megan Thee Stallion lawyer talking about this, So let's react to this, man. Smash that like button. Let's get the show started. Yo. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Back in the building. Smash that like button. It ain't gonna hurt your feelings. It ain't gonna cost you. That junk is free. Subscribe to the channel if you have it, because I don't know what you clearly waiting on, to be honest. Make sure you keep that bell on notification so you know when I'm dropping my videos. Shout out to all my day one subscribers, my new ones. Shout out to the Team Smoke Gang. Try to get your membership. Let's get this copyright out the way. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on my channel, on this channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find that in my description on this channel. Everything that I speak on is for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and videos I play are also owned by the original creators. So we're going to go over this Shade Room interview because this is nasty work. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. And yeah, shout out to my Knicks for losing yesterday. Niggas got me mad as hell right now, them damn Knicks, man. Shout out to them, man. They try, man, but, man, Indiana, man, shout out to Indiana Pacers and Indiana people down there, because them Indiana Pacers, man, y'all got some dogs over there on that basketball court, man. They outplaying the Knicks right now, but that's another topic. Let's get to the Shade Room interview with Megan Thee Stallion lawyers talking about this, and we're going to react to this, because I want this to marinate in y'all brain. They saying they got all the evidence they brought to the court, whatever, during the trial of Tory Lanez and of the situation. But see, my thing is, why they never brought Kelsey DNA to the lab? Why they never brought evidence that proved allegedly that Tory Lanez ain't had nothing to do with the incident? Why they shove that to the side and only prove that Tory Lanez was the alleged shooter of shooting Megan Thee Stallion? But they didn't bring everything else. It's like they kept a lot of secrets and a lot of other evidence from the courtroom. As far as Kelsey DNA that was all on the gun and everything, that they said that her DNA didn't even make it to the goddamn lab. What's going on here? And then Kelsey Bodyguard heard her, eardropped her, saying that, yeah, she was the one that shot the gun, they got in a fight, this, that, and the third. So why is them witnesses wasn't on the stand in the beginning? I told y'all, Megan Thee Stallion got that machine behind her. That part. She got them in the back end. Rock Nation, that part. What are we talking about? That's what's going on right here. Let's continue, though. Let's get to this Shade Room interview. Shout out to the Shade Room. Make sure y'all go subscribe to them, man. Like one up. Y'all already know the vibes, man. Free Tory, man.
Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. Never even touched that gun. never fired the gun.
This is how we got here. A press conference May 14th organized by Unite the People. They were hired by Tory Lanez to represent him as he appeals the felony assault and weapons charges that he was convicted for back in 2023. At the focus, Bradley James, a former bodyguard for Kelsey Harris, who we all know is Meg Thee Stallion's former friend. When the Shade Room posted about this, it had the roommates fired up.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
So we reached out.
Let's continue. But see, my thing is, before we continue, right? Everybody's going to question this because they're going to play the part when he was on the phone in prison. I mean, the jail, and he talked to Kelsey in the jail. Remember the phone call? The jail phone call, whatever they did, where he called Kelsey, oh, I was drunk. I keep telling people, man, y'all had nights when y'all blacked out also. We all had them type of nights when you drink and you black out. You don't even know, you don't even remember. That's when you go over your limit or you taking drinks that's not even, that you never took before, and you mixing all these drinks up, and allegedly you probably taking drugs and all that. That shit don't mix. Next thing you know, you don't even know what happened the next day. You start questioning yourself. You start questioning like, damn, did I really do this to her? Because I don't even really remember. That was the bingo game they played on them right there. Boom, bingo, we got you now. Now you on the phone in jail telling Kelsey, oh, I don't remember, I was drunk, you know what I mean, this and that. But you know, if anything, I'm gonna help both of y'all out. He was trying to help both of them out because Tory thinks something totally else happened the day when he woke up. And I know a lot of people be like, nah, Smoke, how you gonna forget? Put yourself in them shoes. Put yourself in them nights when y'all was partying too hard. And y'all don't remember, y'all absolutely don't remember what the hell happened the night of. We all been there before plenty of times. If you party and you drink a lot. We've been there before. There was nights I don't even remember what the hell happened, and I'm like, God damn, I bugged out that night. Like, I don't remember. And niggas telling me like, yeah, man, Smoke, you was wild, and my nigga like, nah, man, we had to, you was bugging out, nigga. I don't remember. So, what make you think that ain't happened to Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion and all of them that night when they all was drinking and they all was partying, kumbaya, and up in the hills at Kim Kardashian's little sister house? What make y'all think that ain't happened? That man black, he don't remember. And Kelsey blacked out too. She was drinking too. She ain't innocent. Yo, where's her evidence to the lab? Why did they bring her evidence to the lab? Let's continue with the Shade Room. Let's continue with the, once again, copyright fair use is definitely in effect. Go subscribe to the Shade Room. This is where they did the interview at. And this is them speaking about it. This is Megan Thee Stallion lawyers standing on business saying, there's no new evidence. How there ain't no new evidence? How? Those are multi-million-dollar houses these people was buying. There's cameras everywhere. It's funny how they released the footage of Tory getting stabbed up and all that, all in prison. Now they got that footage. It's kind of blurry and all that, but we seen that. Where's the footage of this nigga bucking at Megan Thee Stallion all in their feet, all in the foot? Where's that footage all of a sudden? Where's any other footage of that night? Nowhere to be found all of a sudden, right? Come on, man. You know why? Because she got the bigger machine behind her. Pause. Rock Nation. People was in my comment last Tory Lanez videos I did. Go check those out. Yeah, man. Man, listen. They was helping each other. Megan Thee Stallion and her girlfriend. And like I told you, America loves sad stories. So for that incident that happened with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, they thought that Megan Thee Stallion's career was going to launch off even better because she got shot in her foot allegedly. And everybody was going to go stream her music and be sad for her so she could make money and all that. We all know how this shit plays. Let's continue though. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. It's nasty work.
He reached out to the team who was there for it all.
It really is time.
Marie Hyrapetian and Janet Shamillian, who worked alongside lead attorney Alex Spiro, representing Meg Thee Stallion during trial.
And despite court orders, restraining orders, Tory continues to orchestrate systematic harassment campaigns through surrogates and social media personalities. Every few months, we hear new fabricated narratives emerge that force Megan to repeatedly relive her trauma and defend her credibility. And she should not have to do so as a victim of violent abuse.
So they spelled it out for us in this 31-page report released on Thursday. Tory's team claiming that there's new ring camera footage of the incident.
We're hearing news of ring footage. Ring footage was already a trial exhibit. There was an audio of 5 consecutive gunshots that was presented and admitted, and the jury considered in rendering the verdict. There's no other ring footage, and if in theory there was something that would exonerate Mr. Peterson, it would be disseminated publicly and widely, and it's not.
The report was detailed, full of images and exhibits from trial, including that call that Tory made to Kelsey Harris on July 12, 2020, hours after the shooting.
Now, remember that call that he did? Now, they saying that there's no other videos. We got audio of the shot. Pow, pow, pow. Nigga, man, listen. That's audio. Y'all could have got that audio from television somewhere. We don't know where the hell y'all got that shots of audio from. And they actually brought that shit in court. And they won. They won off that shit. Y'all just heard them. That's one of the representatives that represent Megan Thee Stallion. That's one of the lawyers that's under Megan Thee Stallion, lawyer Alex on Spino or whatever. His name is the dude Alex with it that represent on Megan. That's his little crew. That's his little firm right there, the ladies. She's saying that, oh, there's no new evidence. There's possibility of no new evidence, no video. We represent everything that was there. Y'all heard the audio, pow, pow, pow. We don't know if that's the exact audio of that night. That audio could have been a goddamn television. That audio could be anywhere. And the juries actually sat back and believed that shit. Sit back and think about that, what that lady just said. We had audio of the gunshot and all that, and they actually played that shit in court. Man, if I was one of the juries, I would have been like, yo, y'all could have got that audio from anywhere. We don't hear nobody talking. We don't hear nobody screaming. We don't hear Megan Thee Stallion voice. We don't hear Tory Lanez voice. We don't hear nobody's voice in that audio but some gunshots. That's all you hear on that goddamn audio. Gunshots. Pow, pow, pow. That's it. Oh, yeah, that's evidence. That's proof. How the hell is that proof? How? I could record that shit and get that from anywhere and bring that to court. Like, yeah, here, that's the gunshot from that night. How? Video is the most important thing. And if you do got audio, you want to have people's voices on there. Duh. Like, anybody know that. Okay, you got the gunshots and you got the voices of people screaming, or you got similar voices that sound like Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez on the voice of the audio. Now y'all got something to play with in court. But you come on the shade room and say, we ain't got no new video. They're lying. We represent everything. We got the audio. We represent that to the jury. And the jury's ran with that shit with the audio. With no voice, no script, no type of voice of nobody at that moment, at that scene. Just some gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. You got to be kidding me, man. Like I said, Tory Lanez lawyer, they did a terrible job. They probably got paid. I think Tory Lanez wanted to fire his lawyer in the middle of during the trial, if I ain't mistaken. But he ended up keeping him and kept on going with it and lost trial. They kept a lot of evidence, man. The Kelsey evidence is the most important shit. Her hands was all over that goddamn gun. Then you got a bodyguard admitting that he heard her in the middle of a conversation with her husband, admitting that she was the one that fired the gun. That Tory Lanez and the other bodyguard that was there, they went and tackled the gun for me. When it fell down, the shit fired 2 more times. Come on, man. Why would bodyguards come out and tell the truth now? It's either because the money got dried up, that they was paying them money allegedly to be quiet of that night, and the money got dried up, and the bodyguard's like, you know what, we're going to tell the truth now. That's the only thing I could think of. According to Tory Lanez lawyer, they saying the bodyguards or whatever, the people they saying that it's a guilty conscience in their chest, so they feel guilty of it. It could be that also. But I really think it got a lot to do with the money, the hush-hush money, allegedly. To shut them niggas up that was there that night. That's what's going on here. I might be wrong, but allegedly, that's what I feel. It's all about the hush-hush money. Let's continue, because we ain't done yet.
I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me.
Now, this is the audio of Tory Lanez calling Kelsey from that jail. Kind of hear this clearly. You hear the crack of his voice. Nigga just waking up from a crazy hangover. Nigga probably, he don't know what's going on that night or what happened. We been there before. Y'all people better start acting like y'all never had no blackout nights and, oh, damn, girl, I don't know what happened that night. Or the homies, yo, man, what the hell happened that night, son? I don't know what the hell happened that night. Well, I bugged out, word up. We all had them type of nights, man. And I feel, I might be wrong again, but I feel like Tory and everybody else that was around that circle that night, they was gone. They had a kumbaya night that night. That's what happened, nigga. And everybody was partying. Remember, they was partying at a pool party. We know how them pool parties be up in the hills. Look at the Diddy situation. You think everybody else gonna be on that type of level? I sit back, I'll wait. Remember, the narrative was that Kelsey and Megan was arguing because Megan was drunk and she was accusing Kelsey of messing with Tory Lanez. That was the first narrative when the shit first happened. Y'all remember that. If y'all don't, go do y'all research on that. Megan Thee Stallion denied that shit on all the morning shows she was on. Oh, no, that's not the truth. He just shot me. He went crazy. She denied that shit. Remember, they was in a kumbaya relationship. She accused Kelsey of messing with Tory that night, and everything went hell, everything went left. I believe that's the true story. I really believe that. Let's continue though. Now this is a jailhouse call that Tory Lanez had with Kelsey. Peep this out, hear it clearly. My homie, he hung up. He's trying to take a charge for them. He don't even know what the hell's going on.
I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh, I was just so drunk, I didn't even know what the was going on, bro. I didn't even know what the was going on, bro. Like that, I'd never do something like that, bro. Just that I was so drunk, I just didn't even understand what the was going on, bro. Like, so whatever, bro. But you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right, bro.
Text messages from Lanez to Meg Thee Stallion shortly after the incident. Quote, I know you probably never gonna talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart, and I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, expletives should never have happened, and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible. End quote.
We're here to help the public understand that there is no new evidence. There never was.
Including testimony and court documents we've all seen and heard before. Kelsey Harris telling a prosecutor and an investigator in an interview, quote, I'm short, I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tory was angling the gun is kind of like, it wasn't like straight. It was like, down. She goes on to say that Tory pointed it in Meg's direction. Quote, at that point, we kind of were in shock, end quote. But Tory's team.
Let's continue. Now remember, y'all heard the audio. It's very confusing because you look at the text messages, you're like, why did Tory admit to him saying that he shot allegedly on Megan Thee Stallion in the foot? The only thing I could think of, I'm telling y'all some real shit. The man don't remember, bro. Sometimes you start questioning yourself, start thinking you really made the mistake that you did. But this with the tricky thing comes to life. There wasn't no DNA of Tory Lanez shooting the gun. They said if Tory Lanez would have shot that gun 5 times, there would have been crazy DNA on that shit, on the magazine, everything. There wasn't. Remember on the videos that I played, go back to my Tory Lanez videos. His lawyers came back. They saying, yo, bro, there wasn't no proof of this man shooting the weapon. So that's the confusing part. So then when you look at Tory Lanez on the phone call with Kelsey, yeah, man, I don't know what happened that night. I was drunk. He's telling you he don't remember nothing. And I know sometimes we could do stuff and don't remember about it. But see, it's a twist on that. Kelsey was drunk too. Megan was drunk too. All three of them was wasted that night. So obviously, Kelsey probably don't know what the hell happened that night, allegedly. And Megan definitely don't remember what happened that night. I'm telling y'all right now, bro. I might be wrong. And I hope I am wrong about this, know what I mean? But Tory, I really believe Tory, know what I mean? Because I don't condone violence on no female. That's a no-no. Especially if you take it to that part, you almost took that woman's life. But you got to put yourself in the shoes that you party sometimes, like a Tory. You've been out with your girls, females, homies. You've been out with y'all homies. We party a lot. We drink a lot. It was nice when we was young, and you know what I mean, nice that you black out. You don't remember. You start questioning, asking yourself, damn, did I really do that shit? And then reality, you really didn't even do it. The other person ended up doing that shit because the moments you end up blacking out, you don't remember. Remember, Megan, Kelsey Bodyguard said that. The person that was there also, the nigga on damn, what's the homie name? The bodyguard that was there, the driver. He said they tackled Kelsey when she had the weapon. Now this is the real narrative coming out. Kelsey was the one with the weapon. Tory grabbed her. Boom, weapon fell down. That shit fired twice after that. Remember, there was 3 to 4 shots, 5 shots. If somebody's shooting a weapon, you got it like this, and you shoot and you aiming at somebody, all that residue gonna be on you. Mad proof of evidence gonna be on that weapon because you shot the shit 5 times. He didn't have no gloves or nothing that night. Y'all think about that. The DNA proof that this nigga, there wasn't no proof of him shooting the goddamn weapon. But they kept Kelsey DNA away from the lab. And anybody else that DNA was on that weapon that night. They only presented Tory Lanez shit which was kind of strange about it. Come on, bro. It's a whole cover-up. That's what this shit is. It's a cover-up for Megan Thee Stallion's career to take off at that moment. You can't, like, listen, I might be wrong. But this is what we're here for. To question these type of shit that they doing. We got to question Tory, why he admitted it on a phone call at the prison, at the jail. He don't remember what the hell happened. Come on, and you got to understand, like I said, a lot of people think, Tory should have took the stand. He should have been like, F that. I understand he should have. He should have represented himself. He should have thought about himself. I'm being honest, instead of trying to take the charge of somebody else or some females. But see, you got to understand, he probably really thought that he really did it at one point, that he don't remember. But then when the evidence start coming out, then your mind start clearly, then you start thinking 2 days, 3 days go by and your mind clear out. You're like, nah, that shit ain't happen that night. I tried to grab the gun from Kelsey from her popping her own friend. That's what happened that night. That's what happened. I could see Megan charging Kelsey. Kelsey's only 4'11". Oh, we're going to get to a clip with her talking about like, oh, yeah, I'm going to tell the truth when the truth come out. We're going to get to an old clip. She's only 4'11", bro. Megan is tall as hell. I could see Kelsey grabbing that weapon, trying to defend herself, telling Megan, back up. You drunk as hell. You bugging. That's what happened that night. Megan was charging Kelsey. Kelsey told her to back up and all this, and shots rang out, nigga. Next thing you know, Tory went over there and grabbed it. The other guy grabbed the gun, and all of a sudden, the people that was there, they got hush-hush money to flip the script and blame the shit on Tory. That's what happened. Because y'all got to remember, the dude that was there was the bodyguard and driver of Kelsey and Megan Thee Stallion. Homie got hush-hush money to switch the whole narrative with Megan and say that Tory did the whole situation. Let's continue with this last clip. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. With this last clip with the shade room.
Firm that is not true.
This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm, Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Mr.
Let's go back. Sean Kelly was the guy I was trying to remember his name that was there that night. He switched the narrative in the beginning. He didn't say this. Listen, it got to be some hush-hush money that got dried up, or his guilty conscience was killing him, meaning the guy Sean Kelly. Remember when Tory Lanez father, my old video, when he was in front of the courthouse, and he was like, yo, Rock Nation lawyers and Megan Thee Stallion lawyers, the prosecutor went and grabbed our only witness that we had, meaning Sean Kelly, the witness that was going to defend Tory Lanez on what he seen that night. He switched the whole story when the prosecutors and everybody broke him upstairs, according to Tory Lanez's father, when he was going crazy in front of the courthouse. Y'all can go back and look that up. It's in my videos, or you can do your own research. Tory Lanez's father exposing Rock Nation and speaking about whatever. Y'all can go check that out. He went crazy in front of the courthouse because he said that was their only witness that was going to help Tory Lanez. Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey was fighting that night, champs. That's what happened, man. Let's go back. Let's continue, though.
Firm that is not true.
This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
But here's what Sean Kelly said in court, word for word. The prosecutor said, quote, all right, so the short guy had his arms outstretched. He fired 4 or 5 shots. Afterwards, the girl fell into the road and started bleeding. Sean Kelly says, yeah, she was crawling and stumbling across the road. The prosecutor then says, all right, now you testified earlier this morning that when the short guy was shooting at the victim, you saw an object in his hand. Is that correct? Sean Kelly says, yeah, it was obviously something in his hand with the noise and the flashes. The prosecutor then says, and when that object was in his hands, were his arms outstretched? Sean Kelly says, yes.
The public keeps saying, where are the x-rays? She stepped on glass. And respectfully, why would we be worried about a gun if she had stepped on glass? But to take it a step further, we released the Cedar Sinai records in our presentation. This is not the first time those records have been available to the public. It clearly states in numerous places, just on that one page, that bullet fragments were removed from both of Miss Pete's feet. You have to ask yourself, why are we still hearing the same conspiracy theories run over and over again?
Miss Pete's sentiment is that
The reason why we're hearing the same conspiracy theory because of that evidence. Miss, that's why. Y'all only brought evidence towards to represent Megan Thee Stallion and not the evidence to actually prove allegedly that Tory Lanez wasn't a shooter. That's why Tory Lanez, that representative, that Republican lady that I did on my last Tory Lanez video, go check that out once again, or do your own research. She's coming from all the way from Florida. Amber Rose was the one that went down to Florida because they friends, the Republican, the lady that's from Florida, went down there. Amber Rose went down there and went to her and was like, yo, I need your help to show these people that Tory Lanez wasn't a shooter. And that's why we in this situation once again. And then after that, Tory Lanez gets stabbed up 4 times and all this. Like, come on, bro. What's going on here? Because they don't want that man out. They don't want the truth to come out because now Rock Nation got to explain themselves. The lawyers got to explain themselves. Them people got to explain themselves when the new video come out, according to Tory Lanez's new lawyers and everybody that's representing them, that they got some bomb thing they're going to drop on everybody, proving that Tory Lanez is innocent. That's the reason why we're saying it's a conspiracy. Because y'all done hush the man that was there. He switched his whole narrative when he went to court. Then he's coming back saying, like, now, this is the real story now. So which is it? What's the truth out there? We want to know the truth. We won't be talking like this, oh, yo, Megan is lying and all this, if y'all wasn't acting the way y'all acting and moving the way y'all moving. Megan was moving real fishy and shaky after Tory Lanez with the whole situation going on live and then you got Kelsey never speaking about it. All of a sudden, she switched the story. That's why I feel like it's a conspiracy. That's why I feel like it's a cover-up, miss. What is y'all covering up that y'all didn't want to bring Now I mean, all the evidence to court. Y'all didn't take Kelsey DNA to the lab. Y'all only had Tory Lanez DNA to the lab. That's all y'all brought. How? Why? Y'all sent an innocent man allegedly to prison. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. So all this little conspiracy, now we brought the proof. And then the only proof y'all got is the audio of the gunshots. Where's any video in that neighborhood that's showing these are multi-million-dollar houses? This is the hills. Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me there's no footage nowhere around there that's clearly showing the whole incident. I sit back and wait on that. Y'all not gonna sit here and tell me there's no footage of that around some multi-million-dollar houses up in the hills. Them people got cameras everywhere in their goddamn neighborhood. I'm not trying to hear that shit. When you walk in a regular ass mojo hood neighborhood, be having multiple cameras. You think multi-million-dollar houses ain't got multiple ring cameras all over and all that shit? That's showing a whole incident that night? Let's be serious.
Footage of the Tory Lanez incident in prison was released. Man, I can't believe how they did my boy. They caught him in a blind side, so you can't really see what's going on. They tore dude up. After it was all over, you can see Tory run down the stairs. Photos of the aftermath was posted online, and it's a miracle in itself he survived. Do you think they'll free Tory after this, or is he grits?
Right after that, he gets stabbed up, like I said, and that don't feel kind of crazy. That don't seem kind of crazy. That don't look kind of crazy. After Tory Lanez's lawyers come out with saying that they assuming that they got new evidence, ring cameras and all this, and all of a sudden, for him to get poked up 14 times like they trying to get him up out of here. Now, y'all remember when Kelsey did this little quick live? Now, I want you to peep something. When somebody speak, right? Because remember Megan Thee Stallion was kind of downplaying Kelsey. Remember they was beefing after this situation. It was going. Megan Thee Stallion was throwing little shots, subliminal shots at Kelsey. Remember that at the beginning? I know some people remember. They wasn't friends. Allegedly, they're still not friends. Remember, they was beefing on the beginning heavy. They was throwing shots at each other. Because Kelsey was saying once upon a time that the truth is really gonna come out. What you mean the truth is really gonna come out though? Peep this out with this old ass clip that she did on her live one time.
Social media games by now, then I don't know what to tell y'all. But you guys have to pay attention. Like, I knew this was going to happen. This is just the beginning, y'all. I know y'all want me to talk, but this is just the beginning. So, like, when it's my turn, just know I'm going to break everything the fuck down, okay? And we're going to see who really looked bad in the end.
And she was saying that towards Megan Thee Stallion, and they was beefing at the time. See, I read between the lines and I read all that. When you say the truth is really gonna come out, it's gonna make the other person look bad. You're talking about your old friend Megan Thee Stallion, because the truth ain't really come out. That part, y'all helped each other that night. Y'all could still be friends, and I mean, girl, I'm gonna help you. I don't want you to go to jail, and I made a mistake. And listen, they helped each other that night. That's what happened, because y'all gotta understand that the truth would have really came out that night that Megan Thee Stallion was charging Kelsey, or she was being aggressive toward Kelsey. She wanted to fight Kelsey over Tory Lanez and all this, and that shit would have hit TMZ and all that. That shit would have looked bad on Megan Thee Stallion. It would have looked bad. And then Kelsey, you know what I mean? She would have put out the true story, starting from the beginning all the way to the end, of how the incident actually happened and what caused that incident to happen. Kelsey would have told everything, and she still could tell everything, and I believe that she actually is, because when the proof come out that Tory Lanez lawyers got, them two they got to do a whole retrial. They're gonna have to. There's no choice. You can't run from that. Kelsey got to get on the stand now and explain what really happened that night and why she fired them shots. That's what's gonna happen here. So in the beginning, they didn't want to go through that. That would have hurt Megan Thee Stallion's career in the beginning. Y'all got to remember, Megan just climbing up the ladders in the beginning when this shit first happened. That would have hurt her career. Oh, she's a drunk and this and that. And Kelsey would have said all that because there's a narrative around already when her ex-boyfriend came out on Megan Thee Stallion saying that she's one of them angry drunks. She get angry, she like to fight, allegedly. Y'all can go do your research on that. It's good. There was people out saying that, and Megan Thee Stallion ex-boyfriend from Texas, before she blew up, when she was just becoming an artist, he witnessed all that. He was there front row. He was her boyfriend. And he said, man, listen, we used to go through that all the time. She used to drink, want to fight other girls and this and that. It's according allegedly to Megan Thee Stallion ex-boyfriend. This is 2 years ago. I've been spoke about this on my first Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion video when it first happened. And y'all gonna sit and act like, oh no, this is that and she's innocent. Nah. Her and a friend had a fight that night. They was arguing. Remember, Kelsey 4'11". Megan Thee Stallion damn near about what, 6'1". That's a tall girl. And some strange reason, the strap was in the car and Kelsey had a strap. Come on, man. Let's cut it out here, man. Like for real, let's cut it out here, bro. Like we really gotta sit here and stop it, man. Like, because y'all really sent the innocent man to jail, man. I'm gonna play this one last press conference on Tory Lanez camp, whatever. They not gonna do a press conference like this if they don't have new evidence. That's what gets me mad about Megan Thee Stallion on lawyers. Oh yeah, they're playing themselves. There's no new evidence. Everything was representative in court. We had the audio. We had this. The juries did. No. Why would they embarrass themselves? Why would Amber Rose go all the way to Florida to her friend that's a Republican in Florida to reopen this case, got new evidence, this, that, and the third. They got new ring evidence, they say. Video as that. Why would they do all this for? Why would these people embarrass themselves to do a press conference and then do a retrial and don't got no new evidence? That's hard for me to believe. You're hurting your career, so y'all just telling me these people just did it for the hell of it. Yeah, they just gonna represent Tory Lanez with no evidence and just say we got evidence. That's what y'all telling me these people did. What? That shit doesn't make no sense. You telling me a Republican lady from Florida that's known down there, that's gonna be on all TMZ, did all these little platforms that represent Tory Lanez. You think she's doing that just to embarrass herself? She's a damn Republican. She's a politician lady. The only way a politician person gonna come up front like this and speak about this if they really got proof. And I feel like this lady got proof that's representing Tory Lanez, that's gonna try to reopen this shit. Come on, think about that. Ain't no politician people gonna do all this and embarrass their goddamn self if they ain't got no proof. Think about that.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Ms. Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete.
Dumb people, before I get out, is not going to go on there and embarrass themselves and do a big press conference like that. I'm just sorry. That's just hard for me to believe that shit. They not going to do all this and don't have no type of evidence. It's just hard for me to believe. It's hard for me. And then you got a Republican coming all the way from Florida representing Tory with this. And you telling me they just doing this for clout with no proof? Sit back and think about that, man. Really. Till then, to be continued. We're going to see what happens. I'm up out of here, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Y'all already know the vibes, man. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV, man. Hopefully they got a new video on Tory Lanez being innocent. To be continued, like I said once again. Give me y'all smoke and y'all opinion in that comment and tell me what y'all think about this whole goddamn situation, man. I'm up out of it, man. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.